Okay, Bob, here you go, really quick and dirty. Every organization has 4 levels, and they exist within a 5th level. So there's the personal, interpersonal, managerial, organizational, and all organizations exist within the environment, which is other organizations and economies and so forth. So change, true, and lasting comes from the inside out. So you could draw an arrow in here that shows, inside out. And many organizations attack change from the outside in. They look at the organization and they mess with system, structure, and strategy. This can be effective. They also will send management to, training and communication skills. They might even send people to training. This all works, but here's the catch. The outer layer can be no more effective than the layer before it. So if you want the organization to really be aligned, every organization is perfectly aligned to get the results they get. If they want different results, they have to be aligned differently. Well, alignment is a function of all these inner circles, and it works from the inside out. The alignment could be no better than the degree of empowerment. Without empowerment, you'll never achieve alignment, but empowerment can be no better than the trust that exists in the organization. If there is no trust, there is no empowerment. It's impossible. And trust can be no better than the trustworthiness of the individuals. This is a personal principle. It's up to each of us. Interpersonal, it says each of us together. Each of us together. God, I'm messing this up. Okay. Personal level is each of us. Each of us together. Each of us together in an organized fashion. Each of us together in an organized fashion that share a common purpose. So these 4 levels, this common purpose can be no more served than the ability of the organization. It's got to be organized and worked upon, which can be no better than the trust that's achieved and so forth. So each of us together in an organized fashion, each of us together in an organized fashion share a common purpose. So there's the principles in there. Now, principles are interesting things because they can be expressed verbally, and verbal principles, like Newtonian theory, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Body in motion tends to stay in motion until acted upon by an outside force. There's multiple principles that are expressed this way. We consider them truths, we use them as rules and laws, and they're helpful because they guide us. There's another form of principles which is mathematical. Now, I like mathematical principles because they're almost a formula or a recipe, because you can create things. If you want fire, it's fuel plus spark plus oxygen. So fuel and an ignition source with oxygen burns, period. They send a rocket into space, it takes its own oxygen. All 3 elements find fire. If you find fire, you always find these 3 elements. Water, hydrogen plus 2 oxygen. There's the recipe for it, and there's the principle of it. E equals mc squared. Synergy is syn plus erg plus ism. But there are other principles like these right here. They're also mathematical. Let's look at them. Trustworthiness is character and competence. Character, honesty, integrity. Competence, the ability to do. Trustworthiness does not exist unless both are present. I've had people argue this and say, well, I trust people who are incompetent. My question to them is, what do you trust them to do? Well, I trust them to tell the truth. Are they competent to tell the truth? Well, yeah. Okay. Do you trust them to operate on your, brain? Well, no, because they're incompetent. But they're honest. So, trustworthiness needs both. Now, jump to the next level, trust. Principles are that which define other principles, so trustworthiness becomes the first part of the definition of trust. Trust is trustworthiness evidenced. Trustworthiness that's shown through a relationship. Trustworthiness that's not shown is not trust. If I look like, walk like, act like, talk like the last 10 guys who took advantage of you, you will not trust me because the evidence you have is actually contrary. So you have to have evidence of this. If I interact with you one time and demonstrate, this demonstration is another word you could put here, demonstrate trustworthiness, I will have trust with you. It may be small, but I will have it. If I interact with you twice and again demonstrate through this evidence, this relationship, that I have character and competence, trust goes up. The more I do it, the more it happens. So the greater the evidence, the greater the trust. But trustworthiness, evidenced, is trust. Empowerment, trust plus a job or a task. Both must be present. Alignment, empowered people with shared direction. That's why vision and mission are so critical to this. Work on all 4 elements at the same time. Work on all 4 levels at the same time. And change, true and lasting, comes from the inside out. The inner circle is more important than the outer because the outer is dependent upon the degree of sophistication and degree of success you have on the inner one. So there's your quick and dirty. Stories from Masterlube. Masterlube, average employee in the industry is 93 days. Masterlube enjoys 5 years plus. Average 2-bay lube and oil does about 43 cars a day. Masterlube does 100 plus. Average time for an oil change is 20 to 30 minutes. Masterlube 6 to 7 minutes. You got the stories of the kids with the creating the plugs to stop the drip, the self-tapping, ever-enlarging plug. You've got stories of kids going the extra mile on a brand new car that changed the filter. There's so much. Why would people engage this way? And you go back, how do you get this engaged empowerment? Well, they demand trustworthiness. They work on the character and competence of individuals. They allow for screw-ups. They forgive them. They help them move on. They work in an environment where they can trust. They trust Bill and the ownership, and they in turn receive trust. They're empowered. They can make mistakes, and some have. They've had some that have stolen from them. They caught them, worked it out, and not terminated them. Help them get past this challenge and move forward. And they recognize, wow, the key to the 99 is the one. It communicates to every employee, these people are committed to me. It's not just lip service. So anyway, these empowered people are aligned to let's take care of the customer. That's why they're innovating. They're constantly being asked. And this is a function of the mission and vision. We want to deliver the best experience ever to the customer. We don't cut corners there. We go the extra mile. And that's why they're so damn effective at what they do. Stories like this go on and on and on. There's your quick and dirty, Bob. Hopefully this is helpful to you. If you need more, Bob, call me anytime. You can wake me up anytime tomorrow morning. Just do it. See you, bye.